Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here, for joining me today for our daily tarot card. This week, we are going to be using the Goddess Tarot by Kris Waldherr. And I will have information about that in the description box below. Please remember that these messages are timeless from Spirit. So whenever you happen to find this reading, there will be something here for you. Take what resonates, leave the rest. And let's just take a moment. Okay, let's go ahead and cut the cards. The Seven of Swords, reversed. I'm hearing that Led Zeppelin song, Communication Breakdown. So for today's energy, it seems perhaps that we might want to take a look at how we communicate with ourselves and with others. Yeah, so take a look at self-talk, at your internal monologue, and keep, I think there's an encouragement here to sort of keep your vibration high, but that doesn't mean that you have to fake it till you make it. Because honestly, while that might work for 5 minutes or so, if there's something persistent that you need to look at, it's showing you a limiting belief or a false belief or some kind of conflicted definition that you actually need to take a look at. But the same is true then also if you're communicating with others. So this could be talking about self-talk and your internal monologue and really trying to shift how you're thinking and feeling either about yourself or about a situation that's in front of you or about how you're relating to something. But in another sense, it's also talking about doing the same when you're speaking to somebody else. So if you're having a difficult conversation, or if there's something that's still really tense between you and another person, like, yeah, you guys have fought about it, you've talked about it, but it still feels unresolved, like you're not being heard. Oh, there's a sense of needing to listen to yourself first, correct that, and then when you express to the other person, you are more apt to listen before trying to be heard, and then likewise be truly curious about why they're thinking or feeling a particular way. And if they're expressing some kind of projection displacement, like they're actually frustrated or worried or concerned about something else, depending upon the situation, if it's somebody who's close to you, they might open up about that. And then you guys can actually get to the root cause. If it has to do with a coworker, or if it has to do with somebody that you're not very close to, then it could end up being that they might not open up about whatever's really bothering them. But if you take a more diplomatic approach with a certain amount of curiosity and openness, you can at least find a working solution to whatever might be going on. It could have been a misunderstanding or a miscommunication. There just could have been something that was, stepped over or glossed over. The other thing to remember is in certain situations, you really might not need, beyond the self-evaluation and looking at the self-talk and looking at your own internal monologue and your definitions and your, see if there's a limiting belief or a false belief or fear or something like that that's coming up, and you do that self-evaluation, you could reach a point where you realize that for the particular instance, you might not have to push a talk with another person. Like, what if the universe left you in that contrasting situation for a moment just to get you to do this self-evaluation? So both you and the other person or people may have been put into a situation that doesn't so much need resolving between the two of you, so much as the universe wanted to use it as a tool. You were both cooperative components in, for you, I mean, don't worry about the other person, but for you to actually turn around and learn a lesson or look at something or go, oh, I did that thing again that I said I wasn't going to do. So to a certain extent, this coming up in reverse really is talking about doing the internal self-evaluation. What's your self-talk look like? Or what's your personal definitions, false or limiting beliefs, things like that that are that may have gotten you into a stuck situation, or that feel like, again, that feeling of not being heard, that we sometimes get. But in another sense, it could also be, really a specific situation in which the most diplomatic response might be do your self-evaluation and then just let it lie, or do your self-evaluation, and if the opportunity presents itself to, correct a misunderstanding, if it's actually necessary in order to get to a solution, beyond egos feeling better by talking things out and coming to a quote-unquote agreement or compromise. Sometimes we do that and we push a situation like that, and it's really kind of not necessary because the actual situation itself doesn't require us to agree in order to find a solution. That's our egos wanting to be on the same page as somebody else, or wanting somebody to acquiesce to, our perspective. So it comes up in little ways. So today it seems to be highlighting communication, our self-talk. Are we being kind and diplomatic and gentle with ourselves? If we can do that with ourselves, and then whether we've had a miscommunication or a disagreement or anything with anybody else, we correct it inside, and then the external situation will naturally unfold in a higher vibration, as high of a vibration as is possible, depending upon who you're dealing with and what kind of situation it is. So, lovely cards today, 7 of Swords, And I certainly hope that whatever it is that you go through today, you can do so diplomatically and gently, benevolently. Give some of those things to yourself. Get curious with yourself, not judgmental. Be benevolent and diplomatic with yourself, rather than pushy. And if you can do that for yourself, then you can do it for others. Lesson learned. Thank you, universe. So I want to wish you peace and blessings for today. And I want to thank you again for being here with me. If you're enjoying the daily tarot card picks, if you're enjoying other content on the channel, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this video or any of the others with somebody that you think might benefit from hearing the messages. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. All right. Peace and blessings.